Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy. Can't talk today. Let's play Final Fantasy 12, Zodiac Age. I'm the MysteriousJG. Last time we basically made our way to Vaan Coast, and I did a little off-screening in the meantime, not fighting around Vaan Coast, but going to Nabudi's Deadlands. The Nabudi's Deadlands, I think maybe they're called. But I fought with the boys and got them up to level 60. The girls are now at level 50, so we're going to have a couple sessions playing as the girls. Playing with the girls, which somehow sounds even more weird and sexual than playing with the boys, which was a pretty overtly sexual sequence in Top Gun, because that was the song playing during the homoerotic volleyball game. Anyway, everyone's using cat ear hoods, because I don't really know what accessories we'll need around here, and this means that even the people who are off screen are generating extra gold, and we have huge gold problems because we only have 1,800,000 gold. So I don't know if gold is ever going to be an issue again. The really fancy pants gear in this game you need to get by grinding against enemies for rare item drops anyway. You can't buy all that stuff. So here we are. The girls are exploring. Oh, it's not true that I didn't do any exploring. I explored the very first screen. I didn't find anything huge going on here. Just kind of like palette swaps of old enemies. The Mandragoras don't attack you unless you attack them. We've seen enemies that look like that attack on sight. We've seen enemies that look like that don't. Well, I will say, some point along the way, I picked up a better crossbow for Fran that should significantly increase her attack power, and I really should have figured out some way to give Ashe a ranged attack, because she's kind of worthless in these situations. But she's got good defense, and she can watch treasure bags drop from the sky. Stop hitting me! I will keep swinging at you. I like how she blocks, like she has this huge shield, but when enemies come at her, she blocks with the forearm of the arm that's holding her sword. Not really with the blade of the sword, not with the shield, but with her forearm. So, based on what we know of we're heading for Arcades, which means we kind of need to be making our way north and east. So I guess if we want to explore out of sequence and see as much of the world as we can on the way, the southwest would probably be the path to go. And we have nice, happy music playing here. It's a pretty little chunk of game, but this also is... Fine, let's go grab whatever that is. This is also really indicative of the whole, like, there's big, wide open expanses that you don't really need to do anything with in this game. It's one of the most sparsely populated with points of story interest of all the Final Fantasy games. At least it feels that way. What is that? That is an Iguion. Okay. Some of these places are probably important for optional hunts. I'm sure they're full of rare marks that if I explored every screen thoroughly and did all sorts of different things to trigger strange monsters to appear, like that big crocodile-looking guy that showed up in the screen south of the village in the Ester Sands, if you hang around long enough without killing anything. There's probably creatures like that in all these different weird screens too. Okay, Liamarus Tamale. It was something or other tiara. can't seem to speak today. But I think it's Lamia, yeah, those mythical like snake women. Well, it's half damage for half damage ice, which means it might be useful in specific circumstances, but we're doing pretty good for equipment because I did some off-screening in the Necrohall of Nabudis, which I guess I'll show off eventually when we get to the point where we can fight probably an Esper or Super Boss or a Mark or something there, I'm sure eventually will trigger us to go back. But otherwise it was just a nice place to explore off screen because although there's a random element to what you get, some of the treasure chests there drop pretty good stuff. Bundle of feathers and a lightning fang. Lightning fang sounds like two different members of our party in Final Fantasy XIII. Okay, so we fully explored this area. Ish. You know, her sword looks cool, but completely impractical. I'm just gonna say it, Ashe. The rune blade looks real silly. Oh shoot, my I don't know if it's my internet or what, but my timer, which is basically a YouTube video with a counter running on it, has frozen. So I need to quick check and see where we are in the video, and then hopefully this will start sorting itself out after a while. Boy, my timer is really not happy. Okay, there it goes. It's working again. Alright, let's go back to turboing around the map. Come on, bunny girl. Get your fan service ass over here. Oh, you are one to talk with the midriff showing all the time. All the time. Real dignified princess you are. Hello, you got anything to say about any of this in your fetish gear? No, I haven't spoken in about 6 hours of screen time. I'm confusing this game with Final Fantasy XIII-2, where it would matter that I missed a little corner of map exploration here. I've long been surprised, not that I spend lots of time dwelling on it on a day-to-day basis, but I've always been a little surprised that they didn't recycle the game engine from this game for something else, you know, like Final Fantasy Survive or something. But I guess the hey, they might have recycled some of it for the multiplayer games because I never played any of those. And it's entirely possible that I'm making too much of how good the engine is. Certainly they recycle a lot. They do a lot of palette swap enemies in this game. Which, you know, I feel like they put a lot of effort into the game engine. So it might make sense that they got a bit lazy with some of the enemy design. They certainly made some big-ass maps. It looks like, seeing signs of civilization over there. So there's traps all over the place. I was just thinking that we haven't seen a lot of traps in this zone. Because when I'm not doing cat ears on everybody, another combination I do if I don't have any particular accessories that I need to use are the ones that make you immune to traps, plus cat ears on the people who aren't actively in the party. That's right, run away. It availed you not. It availed you not. Wow, these make great tourist attractions. These ruined pagodas or whatever the hell they are. Boy, the Empire sure is similar to the rest of the world as far as has lots and lots of I don't remember where I would go to buy more, but I also don't remember if this is a game where your Gaishal greens get used gradually over time, or if you just feed it one and you have the chocobo forever. I haven't used a chocobo in this game in too long, and I'm playing this and another Final Fantasy game simultaneously. Not to mention, when you got super speed, it doesn't make anywhere near as big a difference. Yeah, the temptation to use chocobos to avoid combat and to move around maps quickly is real strong in this game when you don't have the quadruple speed option, because you know, moving through the maps this size, I could easily have a couple of videos of just running around this map at this speed. Oh, hi guys. I'm really starting to wish those guys were like earlier giant flying bird enemies who don't attack until you attack them. So this is the Empire's. Arcadia should be to the northeast. The Hakolia shore. And this something Gimme Gucci on the shores of Hiawatha. I don't know that poem. Oh wait, we found a hunter's camp. Hunter Helmsley's camp here. You can tell because the music changed and we switched over to Vaan that this is a non-enemy zone. Even Tales of Vesperia, it's like occasionally I'll just like peek in and see how all this Let's Play that is going without really watching it continuously. But yeah, even they've got the thing where it's like, oh, enemies don't come into towns because of magical barriers that are around towns. This game's just like, every so often there's a screen where like some dude's sitting around and he sells shit, and it doesn't look like he's done anything to protect himself from the monsters that are hanging around just a screen away. Now it's going to say Hunter's Camp, and we're going to get like a glory shot of Hunter's Camp, or no? Oh, actual plot. Pinello almost talked. She made audible noise. Well, I guess she does that during combat. Don't touch me.
Why the capital?
Well, proper nouns should be capitalized. Oh.
Amethysite. I must destroy it.
Are you
Then I
sure?
must destroy Jedi and Malachite Zoisite.
Use its power to restore Dalmasca? Something like that?
I went... Didn't I?
Best intentions invite the worst kind of trouble.
You should have terrible intentions all the time.
Lusting for ever greater power. Blinded by the
Speaking of lust, you gonna cover up those puppies?
Is that how you see me?
Well,
That does sound like someone I know.
yeah, I mean, it could be you.
He was obsessed with netherite.
Is
It
her
was
hair
all he
getting
cared
blonder
about.
in the sun, or
He'd babble nonsense, blind to aught but the stone's power.
alt?
Like I said,
He'd talk about some Enna, or was it Vena?
except for you.
No matter. Everything he did to get closer to the netherite, to understand it. He made airships, weapons. He even made me a judge.
You were a judge?
Oh, it's Judge Reinhold. This is a big plot revelation, by the way. He's just casually throwing that out there.
I'd rather forget. It didn't last long. I ran. I left the judges and him.
I ran for government, and then couldn't be a judge anymore.
Sidolphus Demon Bonanza.
Oh, Sid.
Dracula Laboratories' very own Dr. Sid.
He wore a full-body condom
That's when
outfit.
he lost his heart to netherite. Lost himself.
So, Bobo and I always thought that... I guess he was supposed to be wearing a radiation suit, but Bobo and I always thought that the Sid from what I think of as Final Fantasy III, but I guess we're now supposed to call Final Fantasy VI, was... wait. I'm trying to remember this sequence. Yeah, I think it's 6. I think the one with X Death was before. But, yeah, we always thought of that guy as looked like he was just dressed as a condom.
And I suppose that's when I lost my father.
Are you crying? Oh, it's so dramatic. Does the voice actor know you're supposed to be crying right now?
Don't follow in his footsteps.
Well, why would I? Oh, wait, are you even crying? Or is that just that weird line that we all have bags around our eyes, you know?
I ran away.
I ran so
Couldn't
far
stand seeing
away.
him like that, a slave to the stone. So I ran. Free at last.
The stone, by the way, is what I used to call my mom.
Funny I went for the Dusk Shard. How could I have known that it was netherite? And then, of course, I met you.
The new love of my life, other than Fran.
All that running, and I got nowhere.
Well, you ran around in a circle.
It's time to end this. Cut my ties to the past.
Make a play to be the main character.
It's hard to leave the past behind. I know.
I'm gonna touch my chest to show my sincerity. I'll do it too. Oh, well, now everybody's got plot revelations, except, of course, Pinello. And Bosch and Fran and Vaan, so I guess not everybody. Getting to know our characters.
Symbol of the alliance between Nebradia and Dalmasca.
He does not look like he has that voice.
They do they?
Well, fuck them.
Roles we play. I must admit, I find it wearying.
Why don't you try being the husband and I'll be the wife? I'm sick of these rules.
Play mine.
Okay, I don't want to skip. I'm sorry I hit the button, okay? Do you want to get married?
The choice is yours to make. But don't give your heart to a stone. You're too strong for that, princess.
Yeah, well, I gave my heart to a man and his dumbass died.
I pray you're right, Balthier.
But I kind of doubt it. What about the rest of us? When do we get characters? So, I mean, you know, I do this as a hobby. I do it for fun. I don't have a huge fan base. I don't have the kind of fan base where, like, the person doing the LP doesn't even read the comments, and you wonder why people are commenting, and then you realize it's so that they can argue back and forth with each other. But there was a little bit of debate going on in the comments section of videos early in the LP about who the main character of the game is, and this is one of those videos. Because, you know, by the time the story is completed, you could make a case. You could make, you know, it seems like the hero is Vaan, or the main character, or protagonist, or whatever you want to say. Seems like it's Vaan because he's, you know, the guy that we follow around when we go into town, and it just picks one character to be the character who runs around. It's Vaan. That's simple enough. He's the one character who's always in the party. Characters like Ashe and Balthier are introduced and have mysterious pasts. we pretty much know who Vaan is from jump. So it seems like Vaan's the main character, right? As the story unfolds, we'll eventually see Vaan just kind of is eventually not quite as bad as Penelo, but almost as, to the same extent, just kind of along for the ride after a while, because other characters have more personal connection with the story as it plays out. So Vaan is a great viewpoint character early because there's not a lot of big secrets and reveals with Vaan. The story wouldn't really work the same. We still don't know. We just found out Balthier was formerly a judge, and his dad is a bigwig in the Empire. Like, we literally just learned that, however many videos in. We didn't know that about Balthier for a long time, and when Ashe first shows up, she's a mysterious character, and eventually we find out that she's the princess of Dalmasca. And even now that she's the princess of Dalmasca, there's still probably some revelations to be made about her, maybe. But, yeah, those are the three characters you could argue the story's about, because it ain't about Penelo, that's for sure. Bosch has one big mysterious reveal, but kind of spends the rest of the game now just kind of hanging around generically being a knight. Yes, there will eventually be some kind of confrontation between him and his evil twin, but, that's just going to be a side thing. And Fran is a freaking bunny girl TNA, who... what we're going to get about her and her backstory, we've got at this point. Why am I going off on a tangent about this? Well, because that's not right there. We'll get a little more little stuff with, Ashe has a personal grudge, and at this point she's kind of the person who everyone else is along for her story because she's trying to rebuild Dalmasca, but, so are most of the other characters. And Balthier, people want to say he's the main character mostly because they think he's cool. But, yeah, that little bit of reveal about him, I don't think we get too much more than that, as I recall. Things might get interesting if we get to the capital and meet his dad, because they mentioned his name is Sid, so Sid is going to show up. Let's see what happens with that. I think I launched into a whole aside, and then kind of 3/4 way through the aside realized I'd forgotten what I was going to go into an aside about. So, is that boy? This here is a club for hunters, not children. Run along now. What your business here, boy? You don't look much like a hunter to me. Bah, ain't no pleasure to own, boy. Keep faring, wayfarer. Listen good, boy. I don't hate your kind. I just hate you. See? So do us a favor and leave us be, eh? I think eventually you do something with the hunters. But you might have to... This might be one of those things where they make you wander through the town before the story will let you do anything with them. You'd look of a hunter about you, true, but you're wet behind the ears. We're looking for sharp taloned birds of prey, son, not spring chickens. Run along now. Are you all hunters or just those guys? Okay, you're all hunters. I'm the game hunter. Oh, he's going to do a stupid Triple H thing, but he's a nice hunter. You're awful young looking to be a hunter. Are you just traveling, maybe? This coast may look pretty, but the men who come here, they're here for hunt. If it is hunting you're after, you might talk to someone that might learn something about you. You never know. I've got a fancy to get up to Arcades. I make my fortune there. That's why I'm traveling by foot. Got to save money. Of course, now I hear the place right before you get to the capital. Some ruin by the name of Soken something or other is rife with fiends. How am I supposed to make it through that? I heard a group of hunters gone up that way, so I figured I'll wait for them to get back. Maybe they'll clear a path for me, eh? Oh, sorry, it's got really yawny. Welcome to the show about stables? Yeah. You traveling by foot, perchance? Take heed of the weather, is my advice. Around here, when it rains, that's when elementals come out. I guess I'm a guy. No, that's a lady. Hello there. If it's Moxie young, best go prepared. Yeah, sure. Alright, the diamond sword is... Only one person can use it, and it does nothing for her. Halberd, Only one person can use it. She may have better spears than this, actually. It's just that it has better attack power than the ranged weapon she's currently using. We could give Pinello the planet Alderaan. It's Aldebaran. We got a Francisca, which Vaan's already using. Pyrian Rod, again, probably doesn't do anything special, and I don't have her using rods, I have her using guns. This may... Oh, on hit stop. That might be worth buying. Not sure exactly what he's using right now. I will check in a moment. Bastard sword. Cuckoo. He's gonna show you. No, he's not really using melee weapons. Giant stone bow. Must have gotten something in the Necrohall and Nabudis, because otherwise that would certainly be the best thing for him to use. This does Berserk on hit. I was about to buy one just for that, but I've already got two. Golden Staff. That's not as good as the Judica's Staff, though, is it? No. So we got, oh, interesting. These do half damage fire, eh? Well, they're not that much. This is in case I get into a battle with some kind of big fire battle and need to. This is probably a waste of money. Just want to have, I don't know if double half damage fire things will help, but in theory, if I want to switch characters in and out and have everybody have reduced fire damage, now I can. Ooh, equipped mirror. Hold on, did I even look and see? Yeah, I did that without even determining that, like, I bought 6 and I have characters who can't even wear them. Like a goof. Oh well. But mirror mail, there are going to be situations where that's useful. So I might as well buy 3. I almost did a Roblon strat that would have involved having everyone use Reflect because the enemies kept casting spells on us, but it seemed like it was too much work. Interesting. I will get 2 of these. I will not equip them just yet. That grants immunity to blindness, and the 4 people who can use it already have access. This gives you immunity to earth. Oh, that's what... Okay. So this is turning into a shopping video. Immune to stop? Yes, please. It's one of those things that isn't a problem until suddenly you run into an enemy that's casting stop all over the damn place. Bacchus's wine. Huh. Apparently this is not a thing I was allowed to buy earlier because I have so few of them that I'm not sure that I'll ever really need them. So I'll just buy... Like I said, I got a lot of gil. I might eventually run into really expensive items, but these little things don't make a difference. So I might as well just grab a few in case I ever come across a need for them. Here we go. Confuse and Faraga. Always happy to acquire new spells. No new techniques to be had. I know what you're thinking. Why buy cures from the girl when all it takes is a good knock to the head to make all the ills me go away, right? Wait, what? Why buy cures from this girl when all it takes is a good knock to the head to make all the ills that ails me go away, right? Fact is, some ailments don't just go away. A blinded man goes down and comes back up as blind as he went. Need neither to purge that lot. I guess she's trying to say that you could kill someone and restore them from Phoenix down to restore most maladies. That's actually kind of true, except we've got a few, like you mentioned, including, I noticed, disease, that don't get fixed that way. Anyways, I'm calling it a video. When we come back, stuff. Bye-bye.